The nonsense of evolution, which is devoid of any scientific validity, is imposed in schools in many countries of the world.
Hey guys, Essence of Thought here as always. Anyway, validity refers to X's appropriateness to whatever is being discussed, i.e., is the evidence valid to the claims, is the scientific theory valid to the facts, etc. Something which would not be valid is A, something that is completely random, i.e., the sky is blue, therefore you are a murderer, or B, something which has been proven to be fraudulent, i.e., we force you to handle the murder weapon and then use your fingerprints as evidence to convict you. The scientific theory of evolution explains the link between two separate facts. A simplified version, fact 1, we all originated from a single species. Fact 2, there is a vast range of special diversity. The theory of evolution links the two, again an oversimplified version, but that's the basic gist.
Darwinism occupies an official place in the curricula of schools and universities in just about every country of the world today. Scientific facts are ignored and even distorted and misused in an effort to use them in favor of evolution.
Okay, a scientific theory is formed from looking at the evidence and coming to a conclusion, not making a hypothesis and then finding evidence to back it up. Now I'd like to see some examples of this distortion, valid ones if you will.
As this outdated theory is kept propped up for ideological reasons. Learning Darwinist fairy tales is compulsory, while the teaching of the scientific facts are banned. The fact remains that the theory of evolution is unable to explain how the first living cell or even a single protein could have formed.
That is an invalid argument. Evolution makes zero claims on the origin of life, merely explaining special diversity. So, this is on par with, the sky is not green, therefore evolution is wrong. Evolution makes no claims on the colour of the sky or the origins of life. That is another field called abiogenesis. There is a lot of research being done into this field, a lot of it promising considering that the Earth had 3+ billion years with every square nanometer of land, every cubic nanometer of liquid, and every nanosecond being a chance for life where scientists are working in small, controlled conditions with limited time.
Not one single transitional form fossil showing that life forms are descended from one another has ever been found from among the more than 350 million fossils discovered to date.
Oh, there's Archaeopteryx, Scutosaurus, Burkinia, Permimus, Dimetrodon, Protosyncsax, Ambulocetus, and don't forget Shiryu, just to name a few. Check the list in the description. In apes to humans alone there's Australopithecus, Homo habilis, Homo rudolfensis, Homo ergaster, Homo erectus, and then there's us. All of these have credible fossils which have been validated, so to say we don't have any is factually wrong.
If the myths of evolution are to be taught in schools, these facts revealed by science must also be taught. Children and young people need to be educated with the facts revealed by 21st century science, not pagan teachings left over from Sumerian times. Yet the Darwinist dictatorship never permits that. Evolution is taught in a compulsory manner as part of the curriculum in the school textbooks of just about all countries.
Just like maths, languages, physics and chemistry and a load of other things. Surely they're just as dictatoristic. Hell, gravity is one of the least understood forces in physics, yet we still teach it as our understanding is currently the most supported scientific understanding we have. Just like evolution is currently the most supported scientific understanding.
Nonsense, such as the myth of giraffes acquiring longer necks as they stretched up to reach higher leaves.
No, that was an earlier theory by a guy who said we inherited all traits, not just genetic ones. His theory was pushed out easily by the fact that offspring do not inherit scars. Darwin's theory states that ones with longer necks beforehand were able to reach higher off the ground. This gave them an advantage over those with shorter necks, meaning that they could access more food and were thus more likely to survive and pass on their genes, and thus the species overtook. Now, this incredible genetic mutation, the ones that had higher X still when they were born, that's the important thing, they were the ones that were even more likely to survive, and so on and so forth. You are attempting to create a straw man, and you failed at it.
The hoax of the industrial melanism and peppered moths, the lie that human beings and monkeys are descended from a common ancestor, and the fiction of primitive man living in caves is still taught to young people in Europe as if it were a scientific fact. Moreover, young people in Turkic states and even Iran are also educated with these myths of evolution, not just those in European countries. Ernst Haeckel's fraudulent embryo drawings, the lie of the existence of fictitious half-reptile and half-bird creatures, and the fairy tale of the evolution of the horse are all taught as if they were scientific truth. Yet young people have no right to demand any supporting evidence in the face of this nonsense.
Yes, I can. I can see the fossil evidence, the genetic evidence, the microevolutionary evidence. I've given examples of transitional fossils. They're there for you to find. Just because you reject them on no more than a whim does not invalidate them. It merely means that you have a self-inflicted cognitive disorder.
They have no right to express the facts revealed by science. They have no right to give the answers shown by science in exams. No student saying that evolution doesn't exist in biology classes anywhere in the world has the possibility of passing that class.
Just as no one in maths who writes 3 + 4 = 32 would pass math, or someone who wrote that lighting gunpowder would not cause a reaction would pass chemistry. Evolution is supported by the evidence, though it can be challenged at any time. Until the current mountain of evidence it has is falsified, you have no ground to cry.
People with academic careers in fields such as biology, anthropology, or paleontology in any country of the world have no possibility of saying evolution doesn't exist and then being promoted. Although everyone in nearly all countries of the world are well aware that evolution is an outdated myth and unscientific ideology, all students, teachers, academics, and politicians are forced to sign up to evolution. People who refuse have to repeat academic years again, are deprived of the right to an education, or lose their jobs, and campaigns against them appear in the press. In short, neither students nor teachers enjoy the right even to question the theory of evolution. Interestingly, despite this manifest situation, some people are still able to say, does Darwinism really exist at all? Yes, Darwinism has collapsed scientifically, but efforts are still being made to keep it propped up ideologically. Moreover, this is done through prohibitory, oppressive, and fascist policies. But we are now in the century when all this pressure will come to an end. The sun has now risen, and the true illumination of mankind has begun. Even though Darwinists are keeping the drapes tightly drawn and saying there is no sun, people have now seen the light of the truth. This is the century of truth, not of myth. Science will overcome the repressive and prohibitory Darwinist mindset, and the truth will emerge victorious. I seek refuge in Allah from the accursed Satan. Say, truth has come and falsehood is vanished. Falsehood is always bound to vanish.
Though a good proverb, it seems you have it the wrong way round. Religion is vanishing. Atheism and skepticism are both on the rise globally, and evolution continues to gain more and more evidence each day. Frankly, I'll be happy when your Bronze Age myths have disappeared, filled with the factual holes such as the outright denial of the existence of brackish water where salt and fresh mix, or the fact that in Sora it notes 8 days of creation, but Sora states there are only 6. Your beliefs are dying, and don't stumble on your way out. This is Essence of Thought. Out.